Hey everybody, what's up? This is Phil from Zaid Comics, the writer and creator of Magic Hop, which is live now on Indiegogo. Looking brothers in all of comics, and today we are here to talk about a new comic on Indiegogo called Cybershock. This is another episode of Comics Great, and we are here with a very good friend of mine, Aaron, who is the creator of Cybershock and the writer. How do you pronounce your last name, Aaron? Calamari?
Yeah, Calimeri. We're very good friends.
Calamari. Yeah.
We're
I've
we're such we're
talked to you
such
once or
good
twice.
friends.
So we were talking about your book Cybershock, buddy. It's finally here. You know, you've been promoting. You had your pre-launch campaign list, which I implore all creators that are part of Indiegogo to make that. Get some people on your little list. And what we usually offer a little extra stuff for people that go on the list ahead of time. What did you guys offer for your campaign?
We offered a discount on the physical version and a discount on the digital version. That
Oh, that's
was
awesome.
what our
Yeah.
yeah, that was our newsletter secret perks.
Yeah, yeah, that's great. Yeah, I love this little secret perk option that Indiegogo gives you, that you could send out to whoever you want. People on your mailing list, stuff like that. That's really cool. But I want to talk to you, Aaron, today. Get my audience to know you a little bit. How long have you been writing? What kind of gravitated you towards writing comic books?
Well, I've been collecting comic books since I was 9 years old, and I'm 41 years old right now. So I've always been really into comics, especially Marvel and superhero comic books. Um, and in high school, and well, actually, starting in elementary school, I started like getting awards and ribbons and stuff for my writing.
Wow,
So,
cool.
so that kind of like helped like spur me along. I was always a good reader in school, and my my best friend was a really good artist, but I couldn't draw at all. So that kind of spurred us along because he was good in English too, so we were both good at writing, and he was good at artwork. So that kind of what started everything. We were both really into comic books too.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I didn't know the award stuff about you. That's really cool. We haven't really talked about how far back that goes. So this is going to be a learning experience for me. That's awesome. Just saying hello to the chat. We got Cyborg Valkyrie in here. Hail. We got Bianca Fights with Zombies. Thanks for joining us. If this is your first time coming into the channel, hit that like button. We're trying to put these shows on. This is kind of like a new show that I'm doing to promote other creators because so many creators have promoted me and helped my campaign. So I want to give back to some of my buddies in the community. Yeah, thanks for coming in. And Aaron, you said you were an avid reader when you were younger. What was some of maybe some of the books you read, or specifically comic books? Some of your favorite authors or writers from back then?
Yeah, yeah, I but yeah, I read books back then only just for school. I mostly just books.
Yeah.
I was a big fan of X-Men. Am I disconnected?
No, you're fine. Your voice is just a little cutting in, but I'm able to understand you. You good now? Maybe not. I think he's coming back in.
Well, I
Oh, there you
was
are.
a
There you
big
go. You're
fan
good.
of X-Men, especially X from my best friend and Blue Wolverine, and we were both really into the so those
Yeah,
violent
Punisher's awesome.
books were books that we were into.
Yeah, I could totally see that
I think
in some of the stuff
Phil
that
would
you've done.
drop out. Come back in, guys. Just hang
All right,
tight.
cool. Yeah. Yeah, I've read some of Aaron's work and seen some of his previous campaigns and comics he's been working on. So you could totally see that like very hardcore influence from the violent comics, like you said, Punisher, Wolverine, stuff like that, where you had it more of a mature action side. He just put on to another campaign. One of our buddies, Murphy, is doing a campaign of a comic called The Gods Fear Me, and Aaron wrote a short story for a comic he plans to introduce in the future called Blowback, and it's like this military task force that is sent in to take down some enemies, and the art and action in it is also by Kristen Rossi, who is doing the art um, for The Gods Fear Me, and the action is really brutal. Got people getting their heads split in two by swords. It is awesome. And here we got Aaron is coming back here. What's up, Aaron? You back?
Yeah, what were you just talking about? The ash can?
Yeah, I was talking about how you were saying that Punisher was a big influence and the more action-packed, brutal like Wolverine, and I was comparing that to what I read in Blowback and how that was you
Oh,
could totally tell that those were influences of yours because of the brutal action and stuff like that. I really dug that.
yeah, that one's kind of like GI Joe, but with like a lot more violence.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so I've noticed that
I
your
thought you
oh
had
your
dropped out. I wasn't sure if I had dropped out or you did.
no, yeah, your voice was cutting out a little bit, lagging, but it's all good now. It's all good now.
Alrighty.
Yeah, yeah. So, Cybershock. We're gonna pull up the page right here, and I want you to kind of like give us a little pitch, tell us what it's about, and then I got some other questions for you, buddy. Let's see right
All
here.
right.
So, what is Cybershock about?
All right. So, Cybershock is about a Black Ops agent who, with the shady tactics of her employer, Cybershock Systems. So she steals sensitive intelligence software and they send a bounty hunter after her, and that sets off an adventure of violence. The comic
Uh,
is a cyberpunk action story. It's got, you can see it's got Metal Gear Solid art style by Art of Zoo. It's going to be full color, 24 pages.
Yeah, this is really, really cool stuff. I love, he's doing his own colors, and I love
Yep.
the colors, especially on this page. I was talking about on a previous stream, you could see that they're kind of operating on her, and it really gives me a sense of like this surreal out of body experience where she's like kind of conscious and remembering this. And it's very blurry. So the art styles I think perfect for the story and especially this scene.
Yeah, I really wanted that. This scene is really important to the story, actually. That you'll find out when you see the lettering and stuff. I don't want to give too much of it away, but
Sure.
she's kind of resentful of all the things that have been done to her by the company.
So as it is in the story now, this character, her name is Siren, I believe, and
Yep.
she's part machine.
She's a human, but she's been augmented with various cybernetics. Like she has cybernetic eyes. She has her bones have been reinforced with metal, much like Wolverine. So
Cool.
she it helps her strength and stuff. She can punch right through a wall
That's
because
awesome.
her bones won't break.
Yeah, and
Um,
this is the other main character, right?
Yep, that's Ron. He's the bounty hunter. He's had a lot of the same augmentations, only he's had more than her. He's had he's had his skin actually flayed off and replaced with a mesh skin that
Jesus.
and that skin yeah, and that skin is like really hardened. It also it can heal itself. The good skin.
That's really cool. Do we get to see
Yeah.
that? And is there a scene of that,
We
like a flashback of
we
that in the book?
we might see it if we get to if we get to our first stretch goals at 3,000 and 4 extra pages will be
Cool.
added to the story. So we'll probably see it then.
Nice.
Otherwise, we won't see it until issue 2.
I love that his name's Ron, and her name. She's got like that extravagant name, like Siren, and you're like,
Yeah.
yeah, his name's
Yeah.
Ron. This is Ron. Just this guy, this jacked
Yeah.
guy in this crazy suit.
Um, he was a United States Marine and now he's turned bounty hunter. He's a contracted bounty hunter
Very
for
cool.
Cybershock Systems.
Awesome. Yeah, his suit's really badass. Oh, this symbol's cool. This is the icon you have right there. Is this
Yeah.
what does this indicate?
Zoo designed that. It's sort of like Ron's it's sort of his brand. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I think where you're not going to learn anything about it in this issue, but in issue 2, you might learn about his past a little bit more.
Cool. And I
But
really
it's
love
just
these
sort
gun
of his
designs.
brand. Yep,
This Siren's gun is so cool.
the guns were explained by me, but Zoo like he took them to an extra level.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that. I love that collaboration. The only thing you can only get that in comics, collaboration between artist and writer. It's awesome.
Yeah, I
And
love that
another
part of it.
thing,
'Cause
oh, go
I
on.
love to just say draw something cool, and then they come up with this. So it's really easy to just cheat as a writer, where you're just like, yeah, they fight, and then like if you have a good artist, like the fight scene comes out awesome, and then people are like, oh, Aaron's a really great writer, but really it's just all Zoo.
Yeah. Yeah, I know how that is. So the other really cool thing that I loved from your campaign is this progression, little synopsis here of how much you guys have done, and it says line art, colors, letters, and I love that giving that to the audience because that's something like I've talked to you about this, where you're building trust with your audience, with your contributors, and so they know that this thing is going to get done.
Yeah. And I just added that at the bottom of it that we completed the trading card. So, because also I just announced that everyone who's a physical backer of the book gets a free trading card, and that image is at the very top of well, it's right under the cover,
Yeah, this guy right
right?
here.
Yeah, right there. That's gonna be the front of the trading card, and then the image that just says Cybershock underneath it in black. That's going to be the back.
Sweet.
Um, if we get to our stretch goals, we'll have 4 new trading. If we get to our $5,000 stretch goal, we'll have 5 new or I'm sorry, $5,000. We'll get 4 new trading cards, and those trading cards will actually have stats and everything, just like regular trading cards. This
Cool.
one here, this one here is a special one, so it doesn't have any statistics on it. It just says Cybershock on the back and has a picture of Ron on the front.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not exactly sure how it works, but I want to put some of that spot UV stuff on it so it looks more like foilish.
Yeah, oh, that'd be
So
awesome.
so I'm looking into that stuff right now because I want the card to look as cool as possible. And this is actually this is an homage image in case anyone thinks we copied. This is an homage image to Metal Gear Rising Revengeance.
Yeah, that's really cool. I love the red. right? The little red light flare coming out of his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Super cool. And then another little Easter egg that I noticed here with these two, they have the red dot like lasers on them, because they're being surrounded by these enemies here. Take that.
Yeah, yeah, Zoo added that stuff on his own too. Um, I've been really impressed with his work. He's really working hard to make sure that this book is as good as it can possibly be. He's putting his all into it.
Yeah, I mean that's what you want from an artist and like a collaborator. That is, it's great when someone sees what you're working on, and, sees a script and they become as passionate about it as you are, because they should be. It's a reflection of their art and their legacy that they're starting here. Really dig it. And another thing that I love about your writing is that it all your stuff seems like an action movie, and that's what comics need to be, and just looking at these pages, you have so many pages of action, fights, and the like this page tells a totally different story, and this is, this appeals to the writer side of me where it's like, oh, we get an in-depth look at what's going on with this character. You get that emotional connection with them. I super really dig that. But then all this action and these robots and this giant spider thing is so cool. So it's very cinematic, and people are gonna love it because comic readers love action.
Yeah, one of my for comic writing is that something always needs to be happening, even if, oh, hail Nick. Um,
Yeah, hell, Nick.
Something always needs to be happening, uh, even if people are just talking. They need to be doing something because in a comic book, they can't just be standing there doing nothing.
Hmm.
Where where in a movie or a TV show, people can articulate as they talk and you can see their face move and things like that. In a comic book, if you try to do that, all it is just these talking heads that are static and just sit there. So
Right.
I always try to make sure at least like something is happening. If people are just only talking, I usually don't do that.
Yeah, and I think that comes with experience on both parts of the writer and artist. So, like, the more experienced an artist you're working with, a comic book artist, you could lay down, like these people are talking, line of dialogue, and then they will take it and make it interesting while putting in like some silhouette shots or different, camera angles and stuff like that. But if you're working with more of a novice artist, you're going to have to script it out being more detailed to be like, okay, let's do this with the panel so it doesn't look boring when these people are conversing. So I
Yeah,
think, when with both skill levels, you're gonna have to write a little bit differently. It's something that I'm learning to do better, to make the panel layouts and dialogue scenes less stagnant. And I wanted to get the kind of into that with you of how you write and like what do your scripts look like, how much detail you go into, and which methods you use to script out your stories.
yeah. Well, what we were talking about earlier, that actually happened to me with Christian, where um, I've never done it before, but I wrote this on one of the pages for the ash can of blowback. Was
Hmm.
I said this is a 9 panel grid, and it
Yeah,
was just talking heads, and it conveyed this important thing that I needed it to say. But he made it so much better because he was like, no, screw that. I'm not going to do a 9 panel grid. And he drew
yeah,
this like all this exciting stuff on the page instead, and all the lettering still fit. So I was really happy with that. But
yeah.
as
That's
far as
good.
yeah, um, but as far as my script style, it's really sparse. It's like I just write like I'll write page one, and then I'll write this and this happens on page one, and then I'll write what the people say and what the captions are.
Yeah, that's
And it'll
good.
usually it'll
Um,
usually only be like, like 3 lines or something like that, 3 or 4 lines of writing, and then it'll be whatever
mhm.
the dialogue is. And
Yeah,
then the artist gets to panel it out the way that they want.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I dig that. I'm glad you're, a person that is writing out the dialogue there. Sometimes, I talk about this a lot where people that write more of the Marvel method, they I could tell if a book is being written in Marvel method because sometimes you'll have a character saying some dialogue, maybe they're yelling at someone, but then the panel of the character, the picture doesn't convey that they're yelling. It's just a stagnant, emotionless picture. That's because the artist didn't know that they were supposed to draw someone yelling because then the scripter, the writer went in after the fact, after they got the art back and then made the decision to write that dialogue. So if you write in a full script, semi-full script, and you're writing the dialogue before the art has been done, then that lets the artist know that they need to put an expression on this character's face that conveys that dialogue message.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't
I've
really have
talked
much.
to
I don't really have anything to add to it.
Yeah, that's something, I went around conventions asking artists what they would prefer to write off of, when I was building my early scripts and when I was, writing comics. And there, I talked to Tim Seeley, who's, an awesome artist who's worked, created Hack and Slash. He's worked on the Justice League versus He-Man, I think, or Injustice versus He-Man, and another book, Imaginary Fiends, which I dug. And he's like, yeah, I'd rather work off a full script so I know what these characters are saying so I could put more emotion into that. And it seems like most of the pro artists that are working in the big two prefer to work off of that. And I think like the Marvel method was just built out of necessity from, putting, having not a lot of time to put these books out.
Yeah, I think mine is a little bit of a mix because
Mhm.
um I don't panel everything out. I just say this is what happens on the page, but I do write all the dialogue.
Yeah, that's good. I dig that. And you get that, like good collaborative effort there.
Yeah, I think
Um,
I think artists
so yeah, let's
like
go through your
I think
tiers really quick.
okay.
Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say I think that artists like that because then it's not as much of they don't feel as much like they're just doing a job.
Oh, Aaron, you cut out a little bit. Oh, he's gone. Okay, he'll come back in. Hopefully, he knows that he cut out. But we'll go through his tiers while he's gone. The thing I love about Aaron's campaign here is it's super simple. It's not packed with crazy tiers. Here he's back. Here he's back. All right, Aaron. What were you
That was
saying?
my fault. I hit refresh like an idiot. I forgot what I was saying. Just go on.
Oh yeah, yeah. So we're gonna go through tiers, and I was just saying that I love your campaign because it's so simple. People don't have this huge variety of crap to choose from. You got your meat and potatoes here. You got your physical copy. And how many pages is this again? 24, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be 28 if we get to the $3,000 mark.
Sweet. So you got your physical copy, 24 pages. You also have your digital copy for people that want to buy it, overseas. You already got 3 claimed on that. I dig that. And you got no shipping attached to that guy. Um, Physical copy 2-pack. Awesome. You can give it to a friend, sell it online, or just have it to, for the future. Keep it in a nice bag and board. And then the original art of the trading card. Awesome.
Yeah, I just added
Yeah.
that today. Yep.
Cool, cool.
And you
And
get
this
the
is by
book
Art
with
of
it
Zoo
too.
also.
Yep.
Nice. And how big is this? It says 8 by 8. Okay, cool. Yeah, this is really cool. I'm glad you're adding stuff like that because original art helps your campaign a lot. And with having this trading card, does the trading card is free with every backer. Is that correct?
Every physical backer gets the trading card free. Yep.
Awesome. And then yeah, you guys could get your hands
And
on this really
if
sick
you buy
art.
the 2-pack, you'll get 2 trading cards.
Mm, that's smart because if people are going to resell it, they could throw the trading card in there with it, or give it to a friend. I
Yep.
really, really dig that. Um, yeah. Anything else you want to talk about the book or upcoming stuff? Do you plan to add anything else? What's going through your head here? How you feeling, Aaron?
Right now I'm feeling good because we're at, what are we at? 27%. We've only been
Yeah.
running for we've only been running for 3 days now. So I'm super excited. I'm super happy about the way the campaign's going. We might add 1 or 2 more things, especially if the original art sells. I'll probably put something else original on there. Um, but I want to keep it simple because I want to make sure that I can definitely fulfill everything that I promise on the campaign.
Yeah,
So
definitely. Yeah, that's really smart.
yeah, I'm just really excited about it. I I think people are really gonna like the comic when they get it. We're working really hard to make sure that everyone's
Yeah,
gonna
man.
love it.
It looks like nonstop action. I love it. And want to give a shout out to Ted Lehman in the chats. We got him. Thanks for coming and watching. And Tinfoil Hat Nick says it's a very good time to be a comic book lover, and it is indeed, and a comic book creator too. I think both of those, those archetypes of people are having a great time. I'm having a blast creating Magic Cop. I know Aaron's putting in the work. He's having a lot of fun, and just CG is a really fertile place for creators and consumers right now. I'm glad we could all do this and be a part of this together. Let's see here. And I had another question for you. Oh yeah, your artist, Art of Zoo. Where is he from?
He's from Malaysia. He's normally he is a commission artist. Like he'll do one piece at a time, and he's a huge Metal Gear Solid fan. I think people can kind of see that from this artwork.
Hmm.
Um, Anything that's from Kojima, he's a big, huge fan of. Is it Shinkawa? It's the original art guy for Metal Gear. He's a huge
Hmm.
fan of that guy, and he does a lot of fan arts for Metal Gear. So if you go to at Art of Zoo, it's TZU, and it has underscores in between. It's like art underscore of underscore TZU. If you go there on
Hmm.
Twitter, you can see a lot of his fan arts for Metal Gear and stuff like that. And that's how I found him. I saw he did some Metal Gear stuff, and I hired him to do a cover for me. That project never really panned out. But then later, once I started this project, he was the perfect person for it. And this is
Yeah, I
his first
dig.
comic book.
Oh wow, yeah, I dig. He's doing his own colors. Um, really like Siren's ass in this shot right here, and yeah. So, how is it working with him? Just like you were telling me, he speaks fluent English, right? And is
Yeah,
totally great to work with. Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah,
Because I've
he
worked with
speaks
people
perfect.
overseas.
Yeah, he speaks
Hmm.
perfect English. He's very, I'd say he's very professional and quiet. Um, but he's really really excited about this project. Especially like once we got to the point where we were both going to share the project together and both be owners.
Hmm.
He um he really got excited about it. So we got to get it funded and hopefully beyond funded so that we can convince him to do the second issue. Because
Yeah.
he said he's at first he just wanted to do the one, and then once he started getting excited later, like once we started getting farther into the project and I was talking about doing an Indiegogo, he started getting really excited, and said he would definitely be down for doing a second issue as long as we could afford it.
Yeah, that's great. And I dig that you guys are doing it kind of like the issue installments. We don't really see a lot of people doing that in CG right now. Everyone's going for the full like graphic novel trade. And this is, I think it's pretty beneficial for you where you could kind of dip your toe in, see if people are digging this, give them 24 pages of awesome action, and then, see the demand for it, and then go for, 2.0 or whatever you're going to call it for the next issues and really build this story up. Man, this action's really cool. Damn, that's sick.
Yeah, I understand why people go the 48 page and 64 page and 120 page route. It's just you have to set your goal quite high. And since I'm unknown right now and Zoo is unknown right now, we decided to go for the shorter format so that it would
Mhm.
be able to have a lower goal and a cheaper price so that people might buy in. Um, but if things really progress, then we'll definitely do thicker volumes.
Yeah, no, that's a great idea. Yeah, and being a writer myself and putting production costs into here, it gets pricey. You're working with awesome artists like this, and you gotta make that ground back with your campaign so you could bring out these products, get everybody paid, and make an awesome book for all of your backers. So it's risky. You're testing the waters, with everybody doing a campaign, making comics, but ultimately it's our passion and we want to put this out there for everybody. So I could really see this passionate coming from all the passion coming from you and Sue. You there, Aaron?
Yep, I'm still here. I just didn't
All
have
right.
anything to say.
Cool. Well, cool, man. Yeah,
Awkward.
Aaron's making this awkward, but since that's happening, I'm gonna shift over to Magic Cop, show that off for a little bit, and we'll get out of here. Does that sound cool,
All
Aaron?
right. Yep.
Awesome. Yes, this is my book, Magic Cop. We are fully funded 134% with just under 20 days to go. This is a collaborative effort from my brother and I, Brandon, who does the interior art, kind of a project we had been working on to create as an arcade game a couple years back in 2017. And we just built this whole world of 80s magical creatures that are, they fight crime as detectives, and it the world grew, made some awesome boss characters, and we turned it into a comic book here. It's going to be 88 pages, 4 chapter book with a bunch of spooky fun. It's perfect for the Halloween time. We have werewolves, mermaids, snake ladies, Medusa chicks, wizards, you name it in Halloween lore, we got it in this book, and it's kind of an homage to Miami Vice also. Um, so yeah, we just announced that this little blockheads guy is going to go out with every physical backer. So definitely get on the Magic Cop train. Also, if you're a backer of Door Kickers and you back Magic Cop, you're going to get this crossover print by the awesome Ted Lehman, who was in the chat earlier. So head on over to Indiegogo and check out the launch trailer we have on here. Check out the page and all of the awesome art. Also, the Elliot Fernandez cover that is for our ash can is still available for purchase, the traditional cover. So check that out. And yeah, thanks for all the support and helping us get past 4K, which was our first stretch goal, and we're gonna get some heavier paper in the book for that professional feeling. Uh, so yeah, any last words, Aaron? Where could people find you? And yeah, you got yourself a Twitter,
Um,
right?
yep, you can find me at Aaron Calimeri on Twitter. It's CALI. Um, yeah, and on Indiegogo, if you look up CyberShock 1.0, it should pop right up. Um,
Yeah, it's the first one.
yep. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's where you can find me. Um,
cool, man. Yeah, thanks for coming on today. I wish you a great campaign. You got to get on some other shows. I'm excited to see you on some other streams here, promoting out, and the rest of the stuff you're going to be posting on here along the way. Thanks for coming on, man.
yeah, thanks for having me, Phil.
Yeah, it was a fun time. I hope everybody in the audience checks this out, this one and Magic Cop. And we will see you all next time on Comics Great. If you're new to the channel, hit that sub button and the notification button so you know when we're going live with new streams. My brother does some art streams on here. I'm on here lettering with some friends every once in a while, lettering Magic Cop. So hit that notification bell and give us a thumbs up and tell your friends about this video so they can learn about Cybershock. We will see you guys next time.